Hi, I want to talk about low energy days that everyone gets, especially when you live a family life. And this is not low energy days when I'm not talking about tragic stuff or really like horrible events and serious problems, but more like everyday things that can make your engine go dry. For example, yesterday I thought, oh, tomorrow we're gonna go on a road trip and enjoy the beautiful late summer day. But like in the night, you end up driving someone to the emergency. Nothing critical, but still, and you don't get sleep. Then you realize your wheels are hot in the front because the brakes are having friction. So it gets too hot, and then you have to turn in the car. Then you have a bathroom job getting done, which is supposed to be ready today, but it doesn't get finished until next week on Monday. Then you have no shower and the toilet facilities are a little bit handicapped, and then eventually if you're at the same time maybe doing things at home, packing up stuff like refurnituring your home or something, and you spend the whole day at home a little bit on low energy. The baby gets bored also because it doesn't get out, and when it was out it was sleeping, so it gets kind of restless, and you hear this scream and protest all the day, but like both of you may be too busy or too occupied that day to actually go out and do something fun that you did yesterday. Now these sort of issues can go on, and you can add some other things, like for example at work you might be misunderstood, or in your contact with people everything sort of gets wrong, and you sort of end up, this day is going to be a low energy day, where every little like piece that can go wrong or like don't end up as expected will not end up as expected. Now people get too frustrated about these things. Everyone gets that. You might end up in a discussion with your partner. It might be a heated discussion, but there are ways to solve all these things and take them for what they are, because you can't live a life without these things happening. And I wish everyone to live a life without super horrible events, but these everyday stuff. And if you combine like the news coming, the external sources of news and the horrible things that are going on, you might lose faith in humanity. No, you don't, but so the only way to handle it is not to handle it at all, just to sort of let go and listen to that baby scream, and just try to be as nice as you can, realizing that today I can't be that extra funny father I was yesterday, because they need to learn that too. And also things that don't end up as expected, there's nothing you can do about it. And communication wise, misunderstandings, you all have had those days. The best solution is just to be sort of back off a bit, like, okay, I got misunderstood, but yeah, just let it go. And if you have read Carlos Castaneda's first 3 books, there's a good skill in knowing when you have low energy and when you have normal or good energy. So when you have a low energy, you shouldn't be engaging in too much issues and complicated stuff unless you really have to, and don't get too attached on the outcomes. Now these problems can last a day, a week, months or years. I mean, there are people who maybe renovate their house or something, and it really gets bad. Everybody gets tied up, and the mood gets negative. So the best thing is always to have black humor, like make jokes of it. Don't take things too serious. I mean, if you have an argument with your partner, you like discuss something, in the end it's only discussion, but everybody can get heated up and engaged in stuff. It can be something on social media, for example. It can be anything. You might go into a shop and there's something wrong with the product. You have to spend time there, but just don't use humor. Everybody wins on that. Some people really lack that, and they might be very serious for the smallest things, like why me, why, like and they get moody, and they have to like ventilate to people, you know, what happened today, this and that. If you one day go beyond that point, things become less sort of important of that character. So it's just a way to focus on the good stuff, and realizing that a day, a week, or a period might be heavy for you, and yeah, you might even get a cold or something, but and because people focus too much energy on these things. For today, for example, when the day is gone, go out, like sit and enjoy, have something nice to drink, and think about something else, because life is like that. It's like a endless marathon, you know. You have gaps, and you have the highway, and when you have the gap, don't engage too much in other stuff that you could sort of otherwise do when you are in a better energetic mood. And if you have like a project going on, do something, like if you're fixing a car or something, like take off the bolts. If that's what you do today, you have at least done something, because for me the secret of life is continuity. Like always do something, always fight. Like you lose a leg one day, you walk with one leg, you jump on one leg. It might look silly, but you do it. Then you get both legs. Sometimes you have 4 legs, and that's it. And when you're a single person, it's much more easier to handle, but it's also a lot easier to sort of get stuck in that mood of yours, like in your own bubble. When you have a family life, you have so much more impressions and things to do and take care of. But if you sort of find a balance and don't make a big fuss out of days like that, even though they might be very low on energy, life is going to be a piece of cake. So that's my advice, and I think this is very interesting to talk to with people. People also sometimes, you know, it's hard for people to open up and talk about how they solve stuff, but it's good to have someone you can like share these opinions with and learn something from how someone handles a situation or how they handle it differently. But low energy days are very special indeed, because and besides, to go back to the like single versus family, when you're single, you can just lie in bed and listen to some music, or just mind your own business for the better outcome, or even for the worse, like getting more into that negative spiral. When you have a family life, you might have someone who's totally on a different wave. When you have children, you know, they want to have something interesting going on, and when you can't offer that, you sort of have to look at the positive side. Like today I'm learning them about discipline. Like, nope, not every day is fun. Like this happens, like your mom and pa are in a different mood today, we have to fix stuff, you know, not much fun today. And appreciate the days when you actually can do something fun, and that will make life so much easier for people, because none of these issues are ever a problem. Really, as I said earlier in this video, you should always save your true battles and your true like reserve energy for something that's really a problem, or something really bad that happens to you or someone else, and you have to be there for that person. So always see like a passage through a tunnel, like when you're on a road trip and you enter a tunnel and you realize, oh, this tunnel was really tight. And you know, you have to just stay focused, don't get too attached, and just like drive steadily out of the tunnel, because otherwise you might scratch your car with the truck that's heading towards you or something like that. And when the day is done, sit back, relax, enjoy something or don't do anything at all. If you've had experience of sitting on your ass in a meditation center or something like that, that experience will help you deal with lots of things. It did that for me. But people often preach meditation as a sort of a self-indulgent way of like, oh, I need to like, and that helps people. But for me, the pure experience of like being in a monastery or something, just sitting on your ass, meditating, and letting the stilt or the dirt in the glass of water just to lay down. That's what you have to do. And when you can do that in the middle of a fuzzy day or low energy day, you realize that you have sort of matured. So, and that's what I've realized, like, yeah, this is really cool. Like, you can deal with stuff compared to as you might have done that I did years ago. And people are always on this journey to sort of get more down to earth and more in the present. We're all at different stages. Some are there earlier, some get there later. But that's that. A low energy day is just a road to the high energy day. Okay? Take care and all the best.